Okay, so I'm trying to get better about doing these vlogs. So I'm posting more frequently, and I'm very tired today. So I did have a nice relaxing weekend, but I got to bed like way too late last night, so that did not help. I am working on this doggy for a friend. I have their first dog is done, and that is the gigantic life-size wiener dog. And this is, it's kind of funny because they have a wiener dog and then they have like a full-size, it's like one of those doodle, like, oh, what are they called? Golden doodles or something. And so for their wiener dog, I made a dog that's a little bigger than their dog. And for their golden doodle, I'm making like a puppy version. So it will be smaller by a little bit. Than the wiener dog I'm making. So it's just kind of funny. But I am making progress. This is the first time I've ever used, I think, 2 yarns at the same time. Also this fur yarn, and I only had this white, and I live somewhere where it takes forever to get anything. The only craft store I have near me is a Michael's. Although, no, I guess there's Walmart, Hobby Lobby, so I didn't even think to check there. But I needed like a 2-weight yarn, and technically I needed a 2mm crochet hook, which I did not have, so I used a 3.5. and I was like, oh, that's fine, it'll work. And it does, but it is a pain in the butt, and I really wish I had the 2mm. So I want to do a hairy coo after this. It's a Highland cow in this style, and I probably use the same pattern for the bottom, and I'll just kind of figure out the top. But yeah, I had to use the white because that's what I had. But luckily it doesn't show if you pull this up, or if you look in like some odd places. I think you can see the white underneath, like if you pull it up and stuff, but when it's down you can't tell. So I mean, it's not ideal, but it's what I had, and I am so far behind on special orders that I had to stop taking special orders. And by I had to stop taking special orders, that means that I'm still taking special orders, but only for friends. So I have a major backlog of work to do, and this is a particularly difficult one. And the frustrating thing on this one is that I can't charge, I mean, I can charge whatever I want, but I'm not going to charge what it's worth, because they didn't want a super expensive item. They wanted a lower cost item, and I could have done that. However, I fell in love with these two patterns, and it was an opportunity for me to try two new patterns that have been on my list anyway. So just out of pure stubbornness, I just decided to upgrade them to these better patterns. So what I've done in the past, sorry, this is leaning on the yarn that I need. What I've done in the past is I let them know this is how much it would normally cost, and this is how much I am giving it to you for. And in every case so far that I have done that, because I let them know it's a new pattern, this is a new business for me, so I don't really have a clear understanding of how long it's going to take or how difficult it's going to be until I work it, especially like when it's a new pattern. So yeah, so far everybody has paid exactly what I asked for, or not what I asked for, but what the full price would have been. So that is cool, and it gives me a lot of confidence. But I know inevitably I'm going to come across someone who, you know, just it's not in the budget to do like a expensive special order, and I just figured this is one of those opportunities for me to learn how to do a new thing. So, and this is really cool. This is definitely on my list of projects that I wanted to work on. Look at how cool that is. So I'm building this part up right now. I already did the ears. Let's see. Yeah, that was it. I think, yeah, I just did the ears and this, and I think that's it. So, yeah, so that's good. I am a little concerned that I'm going to run out of this, and it takes like a week and a half to get this in. So, kind of stressed about that, and I'm not sure if I should just go ahead and order it. And just in case, I should probably just go ahead and do that. Because the next order, it's kind of expensive. These balls are like $9 on Amazon. I think they're $6 on Premier. So, you know, you pay the difference basically. I usually do a big order so I don't pay shipping, and they basically charge the difference for shipping on Amazon. So it's a comparable price on either website, technically. But anyway, I don't know. I should probably just order that. I want to order, they have like a brown, a dark brown and a light brown color. I think it's taupe is the color I was looking at, that I want to get to work on a Highland cow. However, again, I'm so far behind on my special orders. I really, really want to get caught up on those. And I also have one more farmer's market before I leave for the summer. I really wanted to get some inventory going for that. I'm very low on inventory. So I've got a lot of work to do. I don't really have a lot of capacity for playing around at the moment. So it's kind of a bummer. There's a bunch of stuff I'd like to do, a lot of new patterns I'd like to experiment with, but I'm just not in a place to play around with that right now. So I'm gonna get this done. I have a lot of layers to go, and this is very time consuming. This is not easy to do. So anyway, that's it for now. Okay, still working on this doggy. It's coming along. I'm quite impressed with it. I am very tired today, so sorry the lighting sucks. I don't care. Anyway, I'm on my last repeat round for this. So this was like building up the body component. Oh, and it's stuff in my teeth. That's super cute. I ate an onion bagel, so probably have more stuff in my teeth. Oh well. I am a little concerned that I may not have enough of this left, and this is from Premier, and it has to be special ordered. It takes like 2 weeks to get here. But I had only purchased one because I was curious. I was like, oh, you know, it's a DK weight. It's like a 2 fine weight yarn. It's I think acrylic cotton mix, and I was really curious to see how it would work. So I didn't buy a lot, and now I want a lot. So that might be my next big purchase, is to stock up on that, because it's really great for this specifically, and I'm curious to see if it does close well. So that'll be cool. While I'm working on this, I'm going to give you fun story time. I don't think anybody is going to watch this that would understand what I'm talking about, so we'll find out. I may not make friends this way, but okay. So I have a background in event coordination, project management for events specifically, and that is putting on a ticketed event, specifically nonprofit fundraising, and I predominantly do the back end, the budget building, the project management component, where I work with every department. And I have someone here now. Okay, so it's the landscaper coming to take pictures of my backyard. I was talking about the event thing, but just as a side note, it was really funny because he's like, I heard dogs they won't bite, right? I'm like, probably not, but like they're a stranger going into their territory, so I should just bring them inside. It's like, they're probably fine. I'm like, they're probably not. Let me just bring them inside. I would rather err on the side of caution, because they are animals. They're good. I got a border collie and a lab mix, and I think she would be totally fine. I highly doubt she would bite anyone, but he is very protective and he has a high prey drive, and he is on fire right now because they're doing yard work in the neighborhood. So he gets really hyper, and he's more likely to have an issue when he's like super hyper and then startled. So I'm like, don't really want to chance it. Anyway, okay, so my background, I have over 20 years of experience working for nonprofits, especially on underfunded or not funded at all fundraising shenanigans activities, which means that your entire budget is the ticket sales. You're starting with zero foundation. That is my specialty. So there's a group of people who are trying to raise funds for a thing. And I've stayed out of it because these kind of events get very messy very fast. And there's always a clear power grab. There's always multiple people. I've never ever done an event where there wasn't multiple people fighting for power, and not for the benefit of the event, but to have power because they feel that them being in power is the best thing for the event, but then they make all the decisions based off of what's best for them, not what's best for the group or the event. So basically, it's one of those, the interesting rule of thumb that I found over the years is the people who want the power are almost always the people who should not be in power. It's usually the people who are more resistant to the leadership that typically are the better leaders, because, they don't think that they're God. So, yeah. So we've got kind of a mixed bag. We have one person who I think doesn't want to be a leader and another who does. And I tried to give them some recommendations based off of my experience. And the one who's like more reticent to be a leader at first sounded very interested and like, oh my gosh, yes, that's exactly what we need. We need somebody who's done this before. I've never done this before. Like, you could totally use your experience. I'm like, cool. Well, in my experience, XYZ. Well, no, I mean, we're going to do it this way. Okay. Well, in my experience, that's a really bad idea. But you do you. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I have faith in us. We're just going to get it done. Oh, you'll get it done, but you're going to hate life. It's going to be hard. You're going to piss people off. You're not setting yourself up for a fun, successful event. You're setting yourself up for a massive headache and completely ignoring the advice of somebody who has done I've lost track of how many events, and I'm just boggled by the sheer ridiculousness of the entire conversation I'm having. So that's disappointing. I was really looking forward to helping, but I will not be helping because I don't want that liability in my life. I'll help a little bit. I will help a little bit, but I'm not going to be as involved as I previously had planned on being because they don't want to hear They don't want to even consider the advice. They've already decided how they're going to do things, despite the fact that it's like, oh my God, we totally need help. We could totally use, like, we've never done this. We need somebody who has. I'm like, cool, I have. This is how I would do it. And they're like, oh yeah, no, we're just gonna not do that. I'm like, what about the budget? Do you have a budget? Oh yeah, here's the budget. I'm like, that's not a budget. That's just some numbers scrawled on a paper. You need like a thorough breakdown of your budget, and you need to quantify your estimation of how many tickets you're going to sell. Like, what is your bare minimum amount of tickets you need to sell in order for the event to be successful? And you need to have a cancel date just in case you don't hit that number. And they just were not like receptive to any of it. So I'm at a loss. So I'm just going to sit here and make my cute little puppies. And I retired from doing this event planning coordination. I did it for over 20 years. It's exhausting. It's hard work, and I retired from it. And I had considered easing my way back into it, and this is not the crowd for it. So this crowd is not interested in actually learning from an expert. They want to do what they want to do, and they want me to tell them it's a good job. And I'm not going to do that, because anyone who's worth their salt, it's just like a hairstylist, you know, it's like people walk in and they're like, well, I want it this way. And the hairstylist is like, your hair doesn't do that, pumpkin. I'm sorry. They know that's what they do for a living. Like, trust the experts. But if they're not going to trust your expertise, then good luck to them, and put your efforts elsewhere. There's actually another nonprofit that I have considered working with, and I get they're a little more organized, and I get a good vibe from them. So I had considered potentially doing an event with them to see how it goes. And if it goes well, then maybe that's where I put my resources. But I also don't have a ton of time to do just, funsy nonprofit work, which I would do as a full-time job if I was independently wealthy, but I'm not. So I'm going to keep making my puppies, building my business, and taking care of my household, and not taking on other people's self-induced stress. So I'm trying to get better about posting things so I can delete them off my phone, because I've got like nothing left for space and it's starting to glitch out my phone. But I just wanted to get on here and say I'm almost done with this doggy. It is coming along quite nicely. I'm at the head part, so I'm on the nose, and yeah, I need to hurry up and get done with this so I can hurry up and get the next commission. I have a wonderful problem, and it's that I have too many commissions right now. My turnaround, I was hoping, would be like 2 to 3 weeks. It is like a month per project. I swear. I'm just like so far behind, and not every single project is going to take quite as long as this one did. But I feel bad, like even if it's an easier project, I feel bad putting it ahead of somebody else's. Because I have a lot of other things I'm doing. I have a full-time job, which is taking care of our entire household, the animals, the kids, the bills, all the things. And then on top of that, I teach a class, and I have requests for more classes, and that's great. It's great. I'm very busy. It's a good problem to have. I do struggle with making sure that I'm maintaining my work-life balance and making sure that I'm exercising. I have physical therapy that I still need to do today. procrastinating on that because they stepped it up, so it's extra hard. I did go swimming this morning. I usually struggle with getting up and doing something like that because I am like, well, I gotta get the laundry started and I gotta make sure I clean the rabbit room and I've got a lot of things to do. Plus I've got this order that I'm desperately trying to get done. Today is the last day that I have for a while, that I really get to like stop and like dedicate, to work at the house. So I'm trying not to side quest, but I really needed to get up and exercise and it made me feel really good. It did burn me out a bit, but it was really good and got me more motivated to get this done. This is a lot of sitting and it makes me tired. So I need to look into potentially getting like a walking desk kind of thing, an under desk walker thing or something. So I can move my body more. I have, yeah, I need to change it up a bit. I did get a porch swing for Mother's Day, which is super exciting. And I had considered I can sit outside when the weather's nice. Actually, it's not too bad right now. So maybe I'll go sit outside for a minute and just kind of enjoy the outdoors while I try to finish up this guy. So I can move on to the next one. I think I'm doing a Hulk next. Either that or I'm doing two animals giving each other a piggyback ride. I still haven't decided what patterns I'm using for that. So that's the whole thing, but I don't think that will take very long once I figure out which patterns to use. And I already have a pattern ready for the Hulk, and the Hulk is like a month and a half behind. So I will get it all done one of these days. It's a good problem to have, but I'm not sure what to tell people anymore as far as commissions go, other than it can take a couple months. And it's just because I have such a large backlog and I stopped taking commissions. Excuse me. I stopped taking commissions, but yet I'm still taking commissions from like friends. So I'm taking kind of side quest, no specific date commissions. So, I still have a lot on the docket and continue to get more on the docket, but I am letting them know, like, I have no idea when it'll get done. It could be months. I had one commission last year that literally took me a year. It was a lot of work and it was, yeah, anyway, that was the whole thing. But I'm getting quicker, better in general. But yeah, my backlog's pretty high and I have a lot of people asking if I have a website and I do, but I am so backed up. I can't even like take pictures to post on the website, but I have a friend who is apparently really good at doing those pictures. So, I'm just trying to like work out getting together and maybe we can just bang them all out and, maybe just some of my like top sellers and get those listed and I can make them to order, which is what I was talking to my husband about. But again, I need to get caught up on this. I'm leaving in a month to go away for a month and I'll do some stuff while I'm gone, but I can't really work on big orders while I'm gone because I need to travel with a suitcase and stuff. So I'll probably make smaller things while I'm gone. Probably inventory kind of stuff that can like compact down in a suitcase well. So I gotta figure that out. I'm trying to get through as much of this list as possible within the next month before I leave. And I have one more show before I leave. So, I need to restock big time. So I've got a lot to do. I'm going to stop stressing myself out and get back to work. Wish me luck. All right. So I've been working on this dog and it's going great. I think I've figured it out. But his heart, that's kind of confusing and I just need a little break from it. So the next thing I'm supposed to be working on is a Hulk. And, I didn't love the pattern, so I wasn't going to do it, but the person I'm doing it for really liked the pattern. So I was like, all right, I was suspicious, but I went ahead and bought the pattern and I just read through it and it's actually like really well written. So I take back everything I said about it before. So I thought it was funny because it was a lot of reading up front. And then because it's very thorough, which is great, and I understand it very well, and that's nice, it's not confusing, but it starts with making just a gazillion fingers, 10 to be exact, and then piecing them all together. It's real tedious. But the rest of it looks pretty simple. So I just thought it was funny because I was like, oh, okay, I need a break. I might as well work on my next commission. I'll take a break from my puppy. And then it turned out to be something that's a little complicated and super tedious. Whatever. Getting stuff done.